Right, Legis, can everybody hear me? And can you see Prime XBT website? Let me know once it's working. Is the audio clear? Excellent, excellent. Hello, Josh. How are you? Hello, CG. Hello, Constantine. Hello, Dom. Yes, Dom. See you later, yeah? Heat the plate. All right, let's let people come in. Share the video, like the video. It's time to FUD some coins. And from last stream, we took a Matic short, didn't we? Uh, hang on. Objects tree. The Matic short from the stream we took. I know some people didn't watch the review. They think I'm just using a wide stuff for the sake of it. The purpose was, as if you watch the last stream, you'll know why I took this. Um, it was based on invalidation, and we add in, we scale out. But it's a trade where if you miss the trade idea, you can add, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm gonna nuke Matic live on stream. But before that, we do the necessities. So, welcome once again to Bitcoin for Legends live weekly stream. It's the second one this week. I got to catch up on the streams because I was away and had that virus end of December, which most people had. So we're catching up. So, and I think some alts are looking decent for shorts. So yeah. So welcome on once again. This stream is partnered with Prime XBT. So check them out. If you like what you see, use the link in the description, my own unique link, and then call Trader1Z for up to 7K bonus. That shows Prime that you guys like the stream. They'll continue sponsoring it. If you wish, check them out anyway. You can also trade FX with them. I've been using them myself. I use them myself. So you can trade not just crypto, but FX, commodities, indices. So you see me post a lot of FX as well. I talk about dollar index, indices, ES, SPX basically. So yeah, so you can do a lot on there. So recently, I mean, if you look at some of the cable trades, I did talk about. I posted in Telegram anyway. So let's just show an example of dollar index. So if you long the dollar, I mean, if we're looking for long dollar index view, then we're short euro, aren't we? And we're short cable. One more thing, nothing in this video constitutes financial advice. So seek the help of a professional. But I want to give an example of cable. Cable, actually, probably made more on that. Looking at cable. Oh, is there anybody else having like delays with trading view today? Rinka, I'm good, thanks. You. How are you? Hello, Grant Stevenson. So, I mean, cable. If you remember the trade idea I posted, um, either you took a aggressive with invalidation above here, or deviation, retest there or there, hit target. Beautiful. So cable was solid. Now with Prime, you can do it in USDT. So you can accumulate your USDT ready for when the market bottoms. So it doesn't just have to be crypto. Lately, FX has been cleaner, GC or gold. So if you look at gold, I posted gold as well. So I will be doing more traditional markets. Um, but traditional markets is doing really well. So I rotate between both. I'm good, Raymondo. How are you? I rotate between both. So if you look at GC, well, this was the initial trade took. We caught the whole leg down and it's triggered again. So crypto sometimes is shit. You just can't trade it. Other times, salesmanship. What do you mean salesmanship? It's trading. How the fuck is that salesmanship? If you look at crypto, sometimes it's not as nice. So does it really matter what ticker you trade? Not really. I mean, unless you're like different styles, scalping, and stick to one ship. FX is good. I trade FX. Well, I'm from a traditional market background, so that's my main market. Indices, bonds. So yeah. So for those looking at it, and whenever we look at crypto, I mean, last stream, you guys remember the short trigger from here. That was based on my view on the traditional market. Traditional market views gave me the heads up dollar index view. Remember Dollar index up. I even traded with trading NJ. I was on his stream, and we had ES. Where's the ES gone? ES down. So ES that worked out as well nicely. That gave me the confidence. Shut up, man. You got shit jokes. That gave me the confidence for Bitcoin. You're not paying shit for this, so what are you complaining about? Everything is free for you. Yeah, I get paid from them. So what? If I get paid, fucking hell. I probably should get paid more, to be honest. But yeah, my point being is these markets give me the heads up for crypto. Hey, is it dictatorship? It's not a fucking democracy. The people never learn. And let me know what your Twitter is if you're still listening in. I'm gonna block you on there as well. So, anyways, that's my point. So it's important to look at, even if you don't trade it, you don't have to trade it, but look at what the dollar's doing, and what did crypto do? Boom, dropped. Cable, Bitcoin trade I call live. Matic we shorted live. I called it real time. FUSD live as well. So tips for holding swing trade. I don't know what tips is. Just fucking just do it, innit? Work on your invalidations. I don't know. There's no real tip, just experience, I guess. But anyways, so those traditional markets give me the heads up. So I guess I got an advantage because I come from traditional market background. Plus, the game has changed. It's not like before. Markets always evolve. Certain macro themes evolve. So I keep my eye on macro themes, but I don't really need it. I need the basics, and that's it. So let's start off. What was our view from last stream? It was down. Where was it last time? So what was the date? The last stream. Does anyone remember? 21st, right? We'll go to the 21st, and it was around here, and I already had the short on from previous. So I entered a bit early. The reason why I enter, sometimes when I enter, it doesn't mean that's it. That's the only position I'm taking. How long have I been trading? 11 years. 11 years full time. So let me explain the entry a bit. One of them reason is sometimes I don't care about precision entries. I've come to a point in my trading where I'm not too fussed. As long as the risk reward is good, maybe in my early years, I did, but I don't. One trade probably does me for a few months. I make enough on that, and you reach that stage eventually. It depends on the account capital. But I also overcome it by saying, okay, well, I can make the most of it. Is also we knew the clear invalidation, okay? But also, as soon as this gave me new invalidation, I entered another trade, which I covered as well. When this broke, I was another trade. So whatever I had on, size was reduced. My stops are break even when I tweeted it. Okay, it was around here. I had another one. So now my stops reduced. By default, I've got a new invalidation, which means I can add another size. So that now is a significant size. And because the swing target hasn't been hit, I can either leave that swing running in the background while day trading around it. So I took a day trade here towards this range level. And then I enter another one for a scalp. So that way you're banking profits while letting one run. Does that make sense? So this is how I overcome swing trades, like Matic. Another Matic, I don't care about. Sometimes it comes to a point where I've got confidence on the trade idea, but I don't really. I'm not gonna sit about on the screen. Sometimes it will give me the trigger. We shorted this live together. Why did I leave a wider stop? I'm not gonna let it hit the stop loss. I leave a wider stop because sometimes crypto does spikes, doesn't it? If you've been trading crypto long enough, it does these wild spikes. One thing I've learned is, but if it was to not swing fail this and hold, I would have cut it way before. Does that make sense? No, I don't hedge. I don't need to hedge. I'm actually really good at what I do, so I don't need to hedge. Plus, I'm not like some institution that has issues getting in and out. No, when I'm wrong, I flip. So I don't need to hedge. I don't know, man. I come to crypto. Like everybody's a expert at hedging, spending 2 weeks in some scammers Discord. I don't give a. I don't know how the fuck that works. But yeah, I don't know. I think CT knows more about hedging than me by the looks of it. But no, I don't hedge. But because I'm not. See, it depends on what size you are. If you're really, really like a institution or something, you got problems getting in and out. So you have to hedge. But none of you need to worry about hedging. Don't worry about that. If I'm not worried about hedging, nobody here needs to. Okay, unless it's some shit coin alt or something. You got plenty of liquidity, so you don't need to worry about hedging whatsoever. But no, I don't need to hedge. That's my point. But if you do, do your thing. Now let's get started. So, what is my views on the market? I remain in straight. I did a compound, but I did. I don't. I mean, if you watch my videos, you know. But I'm not gonna post everything. Sometimes I post too much. It's a bit headache. I mean, how much shit did I get for this? I'm like, fucking hell, all that shit. But it had a clean validation, and I knew where I was wrong. So if you know where you're wrong, why do you need to? You know what I mean? Worry. You've got defined risk. Use an indicator. No, I don't really use indicator. I sometimes throw on this indicator, just for the aesthetics. But I actually like this indicator from Insilico. And it's just like a confidence, but no, not really. I don't use any indicator. Just what you see me do. Yeah, don't worry, we'll do some alts. Just let me get to it first, okay? Let me get my point across. This is the main thing. If you know Bitcoin's going down, every alt is going down, okay? So I don't know. You don't need to worry about. Once you know what Bitcoin's doing, you know what everything else is doing, okay? So let's get straight in. Let me get straight point before I look at the questions again. So I won't look at the chat until I've done my bits. So I'm already in this. I have trimmed a bit, but I've also got other trades going as well. So stops on this are break even. So by default, okay, by default, if I've got a new invalidation here, I've reduced my risk. I can automatically, I'm not saying I'm taking this or not, but by default, and this is the great thing of entry based on invalidation, I can enter another here. Fuck. Just say this is a example, okay? I can enter another here. It doesn't matter where. Refinement, okay, if you want refinement, that's one. Regardless what market does, it should have come above that high there. Does that make sense? Has my target been met? No. Now my compounding position, I can take profits regularly while letting that execute. So I can target here, target one, target two, these lows, and target three, the final target. So while the swing runs, that way I don't need to worry about banking. My trade's risk free on the initial one. So it may look like I've got a wider stop, but I've added size now, the second position. Does that make sense? So my average entry would be around here. And then when I get a new invalidation, I can do the same thing. Those usually just work for swing trades. Okay? Does that make sense? A trigger based on not looking for your entry pattern, but invalidation. Because no matter what happens, whether you entered here or whether it does a pullback to here, you know you're wrong. Does that make sense? Now, that's just one approach. Okay? It's not the only one. You can wait for better entry. You can do all sorts with that. But I'm just giving basic blueprints. If you really want to learn how to trade and you really take it seriously, it should be straightforward and you can look into the rest yourself. Okay? So, continuing, so that way, that's how I take swing trades and I compound the fuck out of it. And that was one of the ways where I ran 10K to a million or over 900. It was 980K, then it went to over 1.2, and then I made a little mistake. It dropped to 920 then. But the point is, that's how I did it. But it's the environment. It's a trending environment. This only works in trending environment. I wouldn't do this in range bound unless I keep things really tight. So if I've got a for clear reason, and my reasoning for this, okay, so we got to go with the reasoning remains the same. Are we or are we not still range bound? Yes we are. We're still range bound, aren't we? Now this is my first target. There's no reason we can't come all the way down here and then ping pong till we're wrong. So ultimately target there, but the mid range is always a big area. Okay, and if it nukes in one go, happy days. If it comes in starts bouncing, well I'm out. I'll then wait for it to go below here, drag this to the left. You can see once it breaks below, it comes to range lows. It deviates here. Once it comes to lows, it goes to range lows. Retest deviation, range lows. So that I get back in towards there. Does that make sense? Stop asking about INJ. That's the second time you've asked. Relax. Are you a kid? I'll cover it. I said I'll cover it. Let me get through what I've got to get through. If we keep, like mods, if they keep asking the same coin, kick them out. Fucking hell, man. Oh, leverage. I don't really do spot. Leverage. I mean, if see, this is the thing. Trading is different to investing. So if you spot, you're like an investor, really, aren't you? So if you're an investor, the streams are probably not for you. I'll be honest, because I'm trading both directions. So again, it's completely different. Okay, so you can understand that you can't come here asking. No, it's a fair question. I'm just my point being is if I'm trading, it's completely different to investing. See what I mean? 1 second. Once I was sparking up. So when the time comes for spot plays, I'll be the first one on it. I mean, you see me take a few alts. PYR rode nicely. Zava back in the day, a couple of other alts. That's not my area. But once it does bottom, then of course I'll take long term spot. But even with that, remove the huddle mentality. Sometimes the word huddle is bullshit, because even when you're huddling, let's take an altcoin for example. I mean, I actually rode Matic. I mean, before even some of you hodlers came about here, I've been in Matic since here. XO, shill me this. XO, the one that short seller from here. I mean, I've got out a bit around most of it around here. Some here, I didn't expect that, but I rode from here. So I probably made all the money. You probably won't make this much money on Matic the way how much I made on this. But see, I'm going with what the market's saying to me. Okay. And now, if you are gonna huddle, that's fine. But also understand this it's a cycle. No matter how good your altcoin is, every fucking shitcoin, even the ones I really like. I mean, I love POIR, but I also understand you gotta take profits. Um, it's gonna come all the way back down. So you play the cycle, get out. So where's the huddle mentality? Okay, if you want to call 3 4 weeks huddling, that's fine, or investing. But there's no such thing as huddling. Okay, it's a swing trade. Technically, it's a swing trade. It's truth, isn't it? There's no such thing as huddling. Even the big players take profits along the way. You see the big crashes and stuff, they're taking profits and then they play back up. And then they say long term investment. Fam, by the time you make the investment, firstly, it's probably set the range and that's it. Unless something drastic happens, it's only one or two coins that, maybe hodling was different when there wasn't much about. For example, say, let's take Bitcoin. You were a hodler, hodling down here was fine, here. It was new technology. Nobody knew. But now everybody knows. So it's probably gonna not really make you much gain. So investing days of Bitcoin for the normal person is gone. Okay? So that's gone. Because as most of us, even for me, is it worth it? How much you gonna make? If you invest it here to there, what 2 3x? Okay, that's nice. You put your $500 in. But that's not gonna make you fuck all. This is more for traders or like big people that need um what's it called, liquidity. So millions they put in is worth it and it's safe, etc. I mean, a lot of these coins that go even at the bottom. I mean, $500 moves the market, so you're not making much anyway. So it's liquidity as well. There's liquidity problems with a lot of these coins. But anyways, let's go back to the point. I'm sidetracking here. You don't need to. No, but the thing is, right? It's natural selection. I mean, for me to start profit taking, I need these hodlers to step in, or I need these guys. So it's okay. It's all good. They cater for me, and that's it. They cater for you, people that are smart and take profits. Okay, we need exit liquidity. I spot trade when the market bottoms. I don't spot trade down here. No, I mean, unless it's like really illiquid and it's worth it, not really. The odd one I will like. I mean, sometimes I mean about DMTR, ZCX and shit. You can't really margin trade them, and those are more lotteries for me, really. Okay, they're not really my main plan. So I understand that for me, my main income is from trading, but a lot of people are here. They're dependent on the spot holdings. So with that, you probably have to take more responsibility because you got to cash out as well. I don't care where my spot holdings go. It's just side thing. Okay. So let's go back to the point. Let me finish this off. We're still range bound. Where am I wrong? I could still be wrong. I could still be wrong. I could still be completely wrong on this idea. Okay. So it's a similar pattern that's happening previously. We did this here. Something like this. Okay. We're getting something similar here. So I am aware that this is a support level here. Okay. If leverage is probably haram if you don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I mean, the Islamic jurisprudence changes as well, evolves with time. You ask, I mean, I know I'm sidetracking here. You ask a mufti that's raised in the West, his views on certain things are different to scholars living in different parts of the world. A lot of them have adapted. I'm speaking like this because I went to an actual religious school. Not talking on authority, don't take my word for it. So a lot of the opinions i.e., fatwas or fatwa you get, they're different. They're just an opinion, he means. Okay. And as time goes by, the schools of thought, whatever school you follow, or even if you don't, the laws change, evolves with time. One would say mortgages, some would say mortgages aren't allowed, others would say, well, you need it for survival. So sometimes as plans change, the actual definition of usury isn't the same as it was before. You see what I mean? So it's different, times different, and they evolve. I can't set a rule for nowadays based on what we had available back then. But anyways, you can ask your own thing for that. I mean, or by the end of it, you can just say, well, you know what, leverage or no leverage, you're fucking gambling in the market, spot or not. Actually, spot's more dangerous because you're stuck holding it, whereas leverage you can get the fuck out. Does that make sense? Think of it from that way. You can't just throw the term leverage out. Okay, so what's more dangerous, spot holding or leverage? Which one? Leverage is dangerous for you if you don't know have a clue. Just like I wouldn't perform surgery not knowing nothing. Okay, you got to be qualified for it. That qualification comes from experience and learning what to do. So there's two different rulings for two different people, aren't there? Does that make sense? I can't give a ruling for you. I'm getting fucking. Oh my god, I'm not. I'm gonna stop here. But use common sense. Everything's around, bro. Anyways, let's go back. So this is where I'm going to mark out a compounding opportunity. Okay, so listen, don't ask me about leverage. I'm not a scholar. Ask your own scholar. But ask one if you really need that to that knows Islamic finance and is knows about traditional finance as well in Western world, not back then as well. Otherwise, you're asking somebody that's probably been raised in like fucking subcontinent that's never had contact with the outside world, just regurgitating shit with no real understanding of modern day. And that's the problem a lot of Muslims have as well. I'm Muslim myself, but a lot of scholars you get, they're too stuck in back world. They try to bring that views to a Western country. It doesn't work like that. That's why people have problems with religion these days. But anyways, let's carry on. So we're still range bound. If we break and smash above here, okay. Listen, I'm just doing things my way. I'm not. You do things your way. Take what makes sense. That's it. That is still on. Okay. So by default, if this happens, well, I'll get trailed out break even. Okay. But regardless, that's where I have to give up on the shorts. So until this happens, either we get this target area, target one, target two, or if I do get trailed out, and I will be taking profits along the way. The second scenario, let's get rid of this, is here. Some sort of, we'll break this down. Target, target. So either shoots down, goes, or retest. Does that make sense? I'll get to the. It doesn't matter if I'm Sunni Shia. What does it matter? First and foremost, half of you. I mean, I've even prayed Fajr in the morning before you start asking me, is this haram or not? Fucking hell. I'm just a human, and everybody's the same here to me, whatever your religion is. First, be a good person. That's all that matters. The religion side, that's between you and God. Okay, so that's the basics. So we're still range bound. Okay, now I'm going to throw in the trigger scenarios, and we can break this down further as well. So this would be an area where you could trim some off, but I'll also go over how to add back in. Okay. So these ones, if I go to this chart, where are you? There's two charts. I've got so many charts up. Bear with me. I'm not gonna look at the chart. Keep getting sidetracked. I need to get this over with. Otherwise, I can't do the alts then. If there's too many questions, this is the same chart. I've just split this up into a midpoint and then a midpoint there. Okay, so this is a decent area for either compounding or wait for a bounce or profitable or taking profits. So what do we do here is the question. So if we were day trading, my day trading, I have taken profits here for day trades. But what if we nuke from here? So what we're going to do is map out the plans. So this is a SR level. okay, around about here, okay, and then this is the region that's capping the downside. Two scenarios. One, if it rallies back up, retest there, breaks back down, then level 12, target 1. That's the retest done. Target 1, stops go to break even, target 2 area, target 3. T, T, and then target. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter about those scenarios. Just focus on. I'm focusing on traders. You don't need to worry about that. I'm only joking. Twitter, I'm just bantering about male feminists. I don't give a fuck what you do. I mean, it's on Twitter. You live your life. Okay, that's that done. Scenario 2 is, so far we've established a range, haven't we? Let's keep it to this. If you're gonna ask me stupid stuff, whoever asks me questions outside of this, kick them out. And I'm gonna get everybody to report you for sexual harassment. So stick to the chat or fuck off. Scenario 2 is rally it up here, shorter pullback, trend continuation. Now, if you come back within the range, you can short for day trades, but I'm still not confident on that for a swing. For a swing, either like this or this. If it gets below here, now previously did I see that line here? It deviated. Once it got back below, game over. So what we're looking for, clean the chart up, is a trend continuation. So far, this is the range set. Oopsie daisy. Yes, just be kind. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Listen, this is not religious chat, okay? If someone can't be a a good human being, no matter what your religion is, fuck off. You know what I mean? First thing you're gonna be asked is about, are you good to people? You know what I mean? It's not them against us. It's bullshit. That was bullshit propaganda. You're fucking all humans. That's all that matters to me. So from there, and now this is a deviation area, okay, where it spikes and then gets back up. So I'm not too sure which direction. But if it does this, that's my trigger. Target, maybe take it at the top. Target, trend continuation. If we nuke during the weekend, trend continuation. Target 1, stops at break even. Target 2. And that is if we don't get the pullback. So does that make sense? 1, the pullback scenario. 1, the trend continuation. Thank you, Kagla. I don't know if I spelled it right. Does that make sense? Everybody clear with the plan? That's it. So either it pulls back, and if it gets back above these levels, then we're gonna have to reassess. So we'll worry about that when the time comes. I don't know. All I know is above that, I'm gonna start thinking about longs, and then from there, I'll get ready for um, long scenarios. Okay. So I don't know what it's gonna do. The way it's looking to me, it reminds me of this. Um, Ideally, for a bullish scenario, I'd actually want it to nuke now. When market moves fast into a key level and keeps dropping without pullbacks, that's usually a sign it's probably going to bottom out soon. Whereas if it does pullbacks, that's more bearish actually. Okay, so a fast move, explosive into a key level, that would be the ideal scenario. Okay, for longs, I'll map that out then. I'll do the dollar index after this. Okay, it's white. I got a red one soon as well. It's coming. But what's it called? That's it. Okay. And I'm just playing the range. For the longs, I'll mark it out or I'll post in my Telegram or the next stream when the time comes. We don't have to worry about that then. But a possible scenario, just as a blueprint, if it does happen, would be something like this. And I'm even ready for a nuke scenario as well. Of these levels. If it does this and then reclaims, then I'll play the same longs, just like I did. I play the longs here, if you recall. Target 1, target 2. I'm just playing the ping pong until I'm wrong. So that's there. Okay? Clear? No, I don't use RSI. Whoever's asking about indicators, I just use whatever I'm showing here. And that's it. And that's it for Bitcoin. Clear? Nothing more to say. FUSD, I even posted this live in real time. My stops are break even on this. So this was the trigger from last stream here. Okay? So this is valid trigger around this region unless you want to wait for another pullback or you don't like weekends, either here or my stops are flat on this, by the way. So I posted it on Twitter or some sort of breakdown I mean, he is fine. I mean, me personally, I'm okay with this. If I don't want to sit at the charts, scaling a bit, they have orders all the way up to there. But I to 1618 again. My stops are flat on this, break even, because it should get back above there. So two scenarios. One is if it reclaims back above here, we're wrong. We're going to start maybe looking for longs. Okay. But for now, I've got a bare minimum because I've got an invalidation for a short trigger. Even here, it's a breakdown. It's a breakdown of consolidation as well. So if you look at it from this perspective, consolidation, is actually broken out. So does that make sense? This is a learning video. We study it. So that's the bare minimum. I've got the bare minimum here as well. Oopsie daisy. So I know when I'm wrong. By default, I have a trigger. So I'll be targeting the same areas. Okay, target 1 here. I mean, it's not much, but the trade from there is enough. Target 2, these lows here. And my mid-range comes in around 1435. I personally think it comes to 1400s, but that's enough for me. Why? Because I got to follow my rules, rule set, because I can get on board below the mid-range if I have to. But ultimate target 1, target 2, target 3. So it has come a swing trade. Stops will be resting here. So possibly it could do one of these ones, reclaim, and I'll be looking for longs again. But I'll mark that out when the time comes. I don't know how low it's going to go. These are just objectives. Objectives can be breached as well. Doesn't mean I'm automatically going to take a long. Okay. I don't do a course. I just do reviews on my website. Can't buy the course. If you study enough, you'll get my content. So if I was to enter another trade here, that'd be valid right now for me. Bare minimum. Okay, for a trigger entry. I'm in other trades, so I won't be taking this. And same target, just like Bitcoin. Does that make sense? So it's got the bare minimum. Yeah, bare minimum. How's it going, Josh? How's the little one? How's the little soldier? Did you get that cut? Was it a cut thing or something? Did you get it for him? So yeah. Now, if we want to go along with Bitcoin plan, okay, you can either wait for the same thing. So what's capping the downside? What's capping the downside is the same level here. So let me just hide this for a second. Okay. What's capping the downside is this level here. Okay. So what we got here is previous consolidation high resistance. And even here, resistance area, touch, resistance there, support there. So if it breaks down from here and starts holding, well, that's got the bare minimum. For day traders, I'll probably day trade this. You're walking around, fucking, how many months is he? It feels like yesterday he was born. Target, similar with Bitcoin. So if this gives trigger, watch Bitcoin. If they both give triggers, pick one or split your risk between the two. Target for day traders, target, or ultimately towards there. Reaching the same objective. Does that make sense? Okay, mate, I'll keep an eye on that. Everybody clear? And that's it. Simple. Nothing more. This is January's range. So January's high to January's low. Now, if we were to look at it from an SR perspective, it's no different, is it? From an SR perspective, we are still range bound between these two ranges. There. Okay. And it's a bit messy on F, but technically there. Okay. Sometimes it's not as clean, but that's the main levels. Or if you want to look at it from a simplified perspective, this high here. Okay. So there's no reason why we can't do this and then go back up. Okay. It's still range bound. It's not about it's not about FUDing or anything. It's just the market's like that. Okay. If we're going to look at indices, which we'll get onto next, you can't fight the indices. I don't know why people try to think they can, their coin will somehow overcome global fuckeries. If I can look at that, it's a different way I use trend lines. I've got a trigger here. That's a deviation before. Once it got back above, that was an exit scenario. Okay. So if we were to see that as an anomaly, that's broken down. It's proven it's retested there. That's a minimum trigger for me. Shit, I'm getting, I have to add more F. But here, cut it above here, target, and then I think it comes towards here at least. Okay. Now, whether it comes back and reclaims for a long or whether it nukes, I don't know. And also, big crypto being crypto, usually what they do is the big nukes, don't they? That really wipe everybody out. I got a feeling if it is going to go up, it makes more sense to nuke these. And then if it does this, I'll get back in long again. Target 1, target 2, and I'll keep playing the range until I'm proven otherwise. Does that make sense? I mean, as you know, if you've been trading crypto long enough, like normal market, I'd say here's a safe level. I don't feel safe with crypto. Do you guys remember this nuke here? F. It was here. No, 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 no. Here. Like when these fuckers go, I mean, that did 2940 to 1700, over $1,000 down candle, then back up. So normally, if you were looking at this, and let's highlight this area. If you're looking at this normally, you'd say, yeah, this is a great area for a long, right? But normally, crypto usually overextend. Overextensions are good, in my opinion, because then you know the bottom's close. That's when real capitulation happens. And then months or weeks of consolidation, then you play the longs. So even after the capitulation, it'll probably be a consolidation phase. And I probably will time it with the equities, which I'm going to get at. But before I continue, is everybody clear with the plan? I'm just playing level to level, both directions within the range. I'll get onto them. Let me do the equities first so it makes sense because we've got to add context to it. Okay, it's important because that's where my bias comes from. Like if I was trading Bitcoin on its own merit here, I said, okay, based on a chart, but the confidence and the probabilities increase when you look at equities. Does that make sense before I continue? So is everybody clear with Bitcoin, Ethereum, trigger plans? Okay, that's it. That's simple. That's it. I don't overthink it. There's nothing more to it. Just keep it at that. That's all I do. Trade that's counted to your. Yeah, sometimes I do if I can be bothered, but no, I don't need to. I mean, I try to keep my stress levels bare minimum. I mean, I've been doing this for 11 years. You do scalping for 11 years, it fucking takes it out of you. I mean, okay, now I feel like I'm fucking like I'm early 30s and I feel like I'm like 70 years old. But no, keep it easy, and that's all I need. You come to a point where when it's just preservation, I'll get to Matic, rest, relax. We will get to Matic and we will nuke Matic. Oh shit, yeah, remember Matic? I did it on stream. I said if you don't get in there, trend continuation scenario. Now two things can happen: either pullback, look into there, then look for shorts again. Target one, target two within the range, or if market is really weak, it won't give the pullback. Okay, the scenario it doesn't have to pull back. I mean, I was surprised. I thought we'd get a pullback into there. When I saw that, that showed the market is really weak overall. It's not just Matic. I mean, I just shit posted Matic, right? But my trigger plan actually comes from Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came to resistance, then I go to alts. It's as simple as that. It could have been Matic. It could have been anything. But you know, it's more fun picking on a coin that you don't like because if a community member pisses me off, I'm gonna pick on you. Then I'm just gonna fud the fuck out of it. But it's gonna go down regardless. I'm just gonna make you think that it's me doing it. But anyways, does that make sense? So keeping that in mind, we'll come back to this. Okay, we'll come back to Matic. There's different ways I'm looking to play this from a day trade. Oh shit, Beth is going for it, isn't it? Okay, now this is gonna nuke on stream. If anywhere else here you wanna laugh, just nuke on the stream. Just make me look better. If this was a normal week, this is where I would short here. Is take out the stops there. If this was during the week, now weekends, I mean, that is a great setup there. You know, what if we all sell out market together, you know, and just start triggering the algos? All right, you know what? So we cause a cascade live on stream. I'm in the mood to cause a cascade. Oh, for some, say, Vitalik has shorted or something, got his dung out, and he accidentally hit the short instead of buy button. Okay, yeah, let's blame Vitalik then. Say Vitalik was trying to go long, but his dong was so big that he hit the wrong button with it and nudged the short with size. So, okay, so yeah, that's actually good. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this for day trade. See, if I'm day trading, right, if I get to 60K subs on YouTube, I'll do a day trade, live trading, scalping. Probably won't get swings, but if that's was a new, I mean, if this was a normal day, I would have probably smacked it here and probably just keep a hard stop wherever I'm wrong. If it reclaimed and held, I'd cut it above here. Support becomes resistance, range level, throw in a trend line. That's a perfect short. That's actually a really good short. Hmm. Okay. I'm not taking this, but if this was a normal week, a weekday, okay. This is a paper trade, okay. Paper trading, not real. And then just cut it and reclaim above the trend line. Okay, this is a paper trade taken. Okay. whatever the price is. Let me just fix this up. Yeah, 2095. It's a weekend. I don't trust the weekends. Same pattern on a weekend, I wouldn't be taken. But no, it's a paper trade. Okay. See, the same thing is weekend. You don't. It's not the same. Okay. But an alt would probably have been better. But you get the point. Let's carry on now. We'll do ES, and then we'll do some alts just to get context and for the crypto in general. So remember the shorts here, clean break below here, and then once it got back below there, a bit choppy. The second, so more or less hit target, took out these stops here. Now, to get context as to why I believe that it's going to go lower, okay, would be it doesn't matter where you study. It's just once you study something. I mean, I didn't go to one place. I probably fucking bought every course out there. Learn from all sources. I mean, if you want to study, you'll find somebody. Okay, WMD is a good one. If you want to have a basic starting, normally you start one place. Once you get a basic understanding, you'll naturally start doing. But it opens doors for you. Okay, but it's just a starting point. Okay, looking at ES now, what do we have here? We have range high, range. Just call it minimum range low. I mean, I think this is the range lows, but okay. No, actually, let's do it properly. Range lows. Okay, and then we'll do a line just like around here. It still hasn't come down. I mean, the ideas still remain the same. Yes, it can pull back, but if it's coming off range lows at the same time crypto is, why are you trying to long Bitcoin then? Does that make sense? Just basic shit. This is, I'm not even complicating it. It's shit everybody already knows. But when you're in a trade opposite to it, you'll find reasons not to. Like, I was seeing all sorts of reasons for F long and Shanghai this, that. Yeah, shut the fuck up, man. Take your egg fried rice elsewhere. I'm fucking shorting this because it's coming. Mark is telling me here. So until these are met, there's no reason for me to long Bitcoin unless it was a clean breakout in crypto. There wasn't. Okay, at that time it lagged a bit, but crypto usually just in one nuke, doesn't have to go straight away. Bitcoin was coming off of range highs. Okay, so if Bitcoin's coming off of range highs at the same time ES is turning, dollars pushing up, the fuck are you looking for longs for? You know what I mean? Good news is usually better when you're in a bull market. Good news means nothing other than a quick scam pump in overall bear market. News alone, partnership, this, that, the other rubbish. It may causes little rallies within a range, but it's not gonna overtake the overall trend. Yes, some new coin might short term because it's a new shiny thing, but overall, everything in general snaps back. Okay, yeah, you look at NQ as Confluence as well. It's just straightforward. I'm not. Whatever I've said is nothing complicated. It's basic shit. Trust me. When you take a 360 turn, when you've gone through everybody's shit and this, that, the other, you realize people overcomplicate the markets so much for no reason. Okay, so more or less, I covered ES. Okay, the detailed breakdown. I mean, from the last stream, I won't go into that. It's just for crypto purposes. I want to focus more on alts. Otherwise, I'm just gonna use my energy for no reason. Um, so you all know my ES view. And finally, I'll do dollar index and then we'll do some alts. Okay. I know everybody's here for alts. I'm only going to do the alts. We're going to nuke Shib, Matic, and any other. I'm going to go on my stream. I'm going to look at whoever's pissing me off and then we're going to nuke that coin. So let's go to dollar index. Nothing more to say on that. I mean, from the last stream, this was the view. From here, I was here. I said January is high. Now this is going to be a critical point. Okay, may get some pullback off of this. So this is where I'm going to be careful when the new week starts. Looking at crypto, I may have to wait. We may get a bounce overall, but this is more or less hitting my objective. And I gave the reasons for this. Okay, which was something really simple. Go to the monthly chart. Where are the stops resting? I mean, you're looking at it from a 1 hour chart. You go to the monthly. Are you serious about fading this? I wouldn't want to be fading this, even if I want dollar to go lower. I mean, look at this level. This is a multi-year range retest. This could easily do either a lower high if you're bearish, this, or this. So you really want to go against this. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll see what happens if it takes that out. Maybe a little pullback profit taking. But it's a monthly chart. If we're coming to end of February, most likely it's probably going to close bullish unless something happens. Okay? How many days in February? I mean, you've got fucking just 1 or 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, 27th, 28th, to nuke it back down. But this one, two, three, four down candles, I wouldn't want to fade this myself. Okay. And even though, like here, it topped out here, it still did pop up like this. One more pop up deviation for months and months and months. Then it dropped. There's no reason why we can't do something similar. Okay. So for now, if the market's telling me longs, I'm going to go with it. And the simple thing, all I'm looking at is Bitcoin ranges, levels. I'm looking at dollar index and ES, and that's it. You can look at the rest yourself and bun stuff as well, but these ones cover it. And that's what I'm going to say on that. Okay, I'll do an update next week on that because the weekend. Okay, let's fund the alts. So before I continue, I've set more or less the context for why I'm bearish crypto. Does it make sense before I continue? Is everybody clear? Listen, when I was long Bitcoin from 15, 16Ks, I even got shit then. And then I short it. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it just shows uh, mentality. It's just emotional mentality. Can I do Tesla? You know what? This guy asked me about Tesla in the last stream. So, just for him, and I forgot. So, I do apologize. I just forgot. It's got so much shit going on with Tesla just for him. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I think Tesla's going down. I mean, if the whole market's going down now, unless there's some other news, but I would say Tesla does something like this. Okay, I mean, I called the long here and I got out around this area here. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't want. I mean, obviously, stocks work different. I'm not a stocks trader. Okay, but this is resistance for me, and if the market's going to nuke, sort of creating a range right now, range high, possible range lows. So if it does this, gets below, this is a yearly level. That's my short trigger towards range lows, invalidation. Unless the market's doing massive rallies and reclaims and holds, that becomes a deviation. Then there's a long target 1, target 2, possibly target 3, and that's it. Okay, there are no buys here. Whoever says there are no buys here, where the fuck do you get that from? I don't know. I've been doing this for 11 years, and sometimes the comments come out saying maybe I missed something. Okay, now just trade the chart. And you call these up price action traders. Then why are you worried about who's buying? You know what I mean? I don't get it. It's only like that when it fits the narrative. Okay, let's continue. So let's start with Matic continuation. This is the trades I call live last stream. Okay, my stops are at break even now. So to compound, I mean, I've added myself, but I'm not going to share everything. Okay, and why is my target where it is? Just let's get that clear first. No, it's not made up target. It's just a range. Okay, there's two ways of looking at the range. One, certain markets are different, but this here, okay. So invalidation will be a reclaim back above here. So that's where if I were to compound, I would here cut it a clean break above here. And if I look at it, I mean, just range lows. That's it. What I'm targeting is range lows. Okay. So target 1 area would be around here. Okay. And target 2. After that, I don't know what happens. I don't care what happens. But this could easily do this. And if Bitcoin bottoms out, I'd be saying, fuck the FUD. I'm a Matic hero then. I'm back up again. And the horizontal range for this is this. That's it. You're just playing the range. I'm not really doing anything different. Okay, maybe my gifts make it look dramatic, but so what? Pussy. So we go to the macro view, and if you look at it from this perspective, well, it's just SR, macro resistance, isn't it? It's a retest of SR region. So unless if it reclaims back above here and holds, okay, let's go for longs towards range highs there. But for now, it's more or less around the midpoint of this leg. Okay, so we play. So the range to play for this would be, this is one range. Above here, bullish. Below here, ping pong both ways. That's it. Why does a northern accent sound like a pedophile? Make me sound like a pedophile. I don't even have a northern accent. But you know what? If your mind goes there, you must have a pedophile mind. Everybody reported for sexual harassment. Fucking hell, man. How does it? Oh my God. You must have been around a lot of pedophiles to know that. I kind of feel sorry for you, but you know what? For the health and safety for everybody else in the stream, we must remove you. Okay, so that's it. So that's the more or less the reasoning behind it. It's actually a good reasoning. So I shorted there. I called it live as well. Look at that. Fucking hell. I was in the cinema watching a movie, and then my system triggers, gives me an alert, says yes. And then I know XO likes this one. So I thought, you know what, let's just add shit stirring to it. Now, this is technically a key level for me as well. So I've trimmed some here. So the way to approach this now, okay, would be if I want to compound, let's go for the safety version. We get this level here. Let's do that in blue. For the blue, get this blue level. Okay, because maybe we get a little bounce on a weekend. There's going to be bounces along the way, and the bounces are sharp, even when the market's dropping. Let's keep it simple. So that's the SR level you all know. Get rid of this. Here. Okay, we can call this the deviation area. I mean, from here to there. So deviation. At this point, if it deviated, it would have been a short. It went up. It's come back down. It shouldn't have come back down. If it's going to go up, it's going to go from here. If it does this, now this is the main trade now. So from there to there, it's not even my main trade. My main trade will be if it breaks below here, there's the main trade. And then we have a defined range to work with. Okay. And the defined range, let's make it conservative range. Okay. I'm going with the easy peasy range objectives towards there. Is this or is this not just a range, really? That's what I'm doing, really. It's not as if rocket science. Okay. It's only something big if you just zoomed in too much. There's your trigger. Upside daisy. Stay consistent with the colors. Here's my trigger. Towards there. Okay, we'll have targets along the way, I would say. Because this is more or less the midpoint, okay? If I was to drag this to the left, you can see SR. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, that was a deviation, but sometimes you can accept there's anomalies in price. So resistance turns support. I even went long there, if you remember. Target 1, target 2, you're done. Does that make sense? Everybody clear? And that's it. So that's the main play actually for me, because then that would overall be a deviation. Okay, and that's it for Matic. So if you want to take profits, that's fine. If you missed it, that's fine. This is actually a higher probability play for me, and I'll be adding more size onto this because the probability there is higher for me. Now, I bet you if this happens, I bet you Bitcoin would have broken the key support level. I bet you Ethereum would have. They all do the same thing, really. It's the same trade. It's just that if I get a trigger on Bitcoin, it just means for a short, for example, alts are going to drop harder. So usually if you see me post like a alt short, it's probably because I've looked at Bitcoin, Ethereum, they've given me short triggers. Clear? And that is it. Yes, just to remind, if you like the content shared, use the link in the description to show support, and that will tell Prime that you guys want this to continue. What country? It doesn't matter what country I live. I live in the UK, but what does that matter? Okay, and that's it. So, excuse me, that's clear. So the main trade is actually this one. So that's that done. Next up, I'll explain SHIB. SHIB, I've waited patiently for this. I've explained it. I've explained this. Is all it is I shorted from here if you remember. Okay, I called it Doge and that at the same time. But SHIB as well. I mean, it's a bit of a weird range. Okay, but SHIB is just range bound as well. I mean, I'll probably look for longs just because I know these Ponzi's pump hard. Okay, but why would I want a long when it's at range highs? I'd rather long at range lows. Range high, and let's just call this range low region. Okay, I mean, my target is over that low. Where's my target? It's not even there. I mean, it's close enough, but it's a December's high. That's a monthly high there. Okay, so all I'm really doing is here, and maybe if it does this and market bottom, the Bitcoin bottoms out, then I'll play back up again. Okay, if it breaks above here, then okay, that's a different story. I'll join the longs myself because I know these kind of coins fucking pump mad. But I'll join the hype here as well myself. But you gotta remember, I'm playing towards there. But it's not a range breakout yet, is it? Okay, so my trigger It's just basic TA really. It's broken down. Okay, out of a basic SR level, Bitcoin and everything has well. Now the only issue with the weekend is it could take it out, so that's why I've used a tighter stop. But if it reclaims back above here, above the trend line, and Bitcoin looks like it may pump up a bit as well, then get the fuck out then. If it reclaims and starts holding, I look to get out if I can. Otherwise, I know my defined risk. And then if it does that, because obviously weekend price action is a bit weird at times, then what you do is mark out what's capping the downside right now, and you've got a clear level to get back in if you cut out early or get stopped. We can see probably say this level here is probably capping it. It's a deviation there. You can see once it made a clearance and reclaim there, deviation. Let's say more or less a deviation level. So it could bounce here, but the risk reward and the I don't know. It feels like the market's going to nuke. But if you want to be conservative, and this is still technically support, but context wise, it's giving me the trigger. What I would do is wait for this to break down. Now that is not a deviation now. Okay, so see here, a couple of times it broke this, reclaim, sharp movements. But if it breaks and holds, and then in violation wherever the swing high is, and then you can play it towards, I don't know, these lows as first target, T1, and then T2. So you can wait for that one then as well. That would be the higher probability play. And by then, we'll see if Bitcoin breaks down and these new harder than they go up anyway. Does that make sense? So that's a clear, that's the high probability plan. Okay, that's done. I'm getting tired right now, but I'll do, what else is there? Name a coin. What? Oh, Blur. I posted Blur. I've never traded Blur. I just seen it on my timeline, and for some reason, people think it's a coin that's going to be inevitable. Well, you know what? We're going to nuke it together. I mean, if global markets are going down, I mean, I wouldn't put too much faith unless you know some insider information. But again, basic SR, nothing complicated. Okay, you don't need validation if you're sure. If you want to go longs, then I'd wait for at least a reclaim. But price tells me it may do I'll cut a clean break above here. If it reclaims and holds, I'll cut it. Otherwise, this is resistance, support, support, support. Why shouldn't it go there? And that's it. Straightforward play. Okay, I'm wrong. If it remakes a reclaim and everything else starts reclaiming, then that would be a long for me. Trend line break as well. It's getting too messy here. Let's clean some shit up. And that's my long. Oh, fuck. One second. That's my long. Target one and target two, and just keep it within the range. Okay, if it goes higher, that's fine. If it goes higher, that's fine. Okay, but invalidation, level to level. That's it. GRT. The fuck's that? I tell you what's a good coin, Litecoin. Oh, Litecoin's breaking down. So this is where I call the short. Litecoin, I mean, depending on what Bitcoin does as well. So if Bitcoin gives you the trigger, automatically you're going to trigger on Litecoin as well. So one scenario is the pullback plan, deviate, short it, target one, target two, target three. I've already shorted it from here. Or here for the breakdown play, breaks it, cut trigger, cut it in clean break above, target, target. Soul. Okay, let's do soul. 1 second, 1 second. Phone call. Let's just. I've got to end this quickly. I've got to end this quickly. I've got to do something. Let's just quickly do Soul. Next stream we'll do more. It's gone on quite a while now. I've got to quickly go. Soul. I apologize for that. Soul. I'll do the rest later. I mean, I got no time. I've got shit to do. But main play was there. Resistance. Probably around here. Okay, so I think that's topped out. I mean, it's in the middle of where I would short. So either some sort of pullback, okay, or team breakdown, hold, short, target, and triggers there. Okay, legends, I've got to go. If you enjoy the stream, use the link in the description. Code Trader One at Z, and what's it called? We'll continue the stream next time. So I've really got to go. Take care.